So, about that auditory hallucination. Often when people compliment me, I will have a negative auditory hallucination. Like if someone is praising me for whatever reason, like, oh, you did a good job, or oh, you're so attractive, or whatever. And I was just thinking, I was like, the attractive one might be hard to believe right now. But let me find my angle. But I'm taking my walk, by the way. I just finished working out and I'm taking my walk. But if I say but one more time, mine's gonna get bigger. Anyways, so I'll get like a compliment of some sort, some kind of praise, and then because of my insecurities, I might hear something negative, and because I'm fucking crazy, that's why I hear anything at all. But like I was saying in the last video, usually I don't hear, there are triggers to my hallucinations, and one of those triggers is disappointing someone. It's giving someone a reason to say something mean to me. So one of those triggers is like something negative happening, where and for me, what I associate most with that is work. I'm explaining this all again because I still haven't posted those other videos and I don't know if I'm going to. So for me, that, negativity, that whole disappointing someone is usually reserved for work. And like sometimes I have negative auditory hallucinations around, like when it comes to my son's grandparents, just being around people who I know don't have love for me, like people who I know people who I know genuinely have something negative to say about me. That's when I will have my negative auditory hallucinations. And that's part of the reason why for a time I was convinced that I was hearing people's thoughts, because the circumstances under which I was hearing these voices was so believable. So I'm like, I thought I was hearing their thoughts. But so that's usually when I will have a negative auditory hallucination. But another trigger, which is just goddamn ass backwards, is I would have negative auditory hallucinations when someone is praising me. That's another trigger. Someone giving me a compliment is a trigger for a negative auditory hallucination, because like I said just not too long ago, because of my old insecurities. And I'm not 100% confident at this point, but I'm a whole hell of a lot more confident than I used to be. However, my voices don't know that, and they like to play on my old insecurities. And so when I'm getting told that I'm doing a good job, or like I said, that I look nice or whatever, I might hear directly after that, you ugly bitch, or I'm not sure if I've ever heard like, oh, you're stupid, or, stuff like that, but stuff to negate the positive. I will hear something to negate the compliment that I received. And again, it happens when it would be, to me, realistic, in that the person giving me the compliment is not reliable. Like, for me, like, the compliment is not genuine. There's some kind of motive, like, I have the negative auditory hallucinations when the compliment comes from somebody who I believe is bullshitting me for whatever reason. So last night at work, these guys came in, like, very these black guys, and very, how people say, like, I'm what do they say, culturally black. They were culturally black. Sagging pants, gold chains around their necks, the slang that they used. I don't know, how do I say this? That's not any judgment on their character. I'm just saying, like, their mannerisms, like the way they presented themselves, that's just what it was. And usually men like that don't express interest in me, especially since I did this to my head. So I was uncomfortable because, based off of my experience, men like that are not interested in me, and they're very critical of women's appearance, very critical. So I was like, just a situation for me to feel very, very uncomfortable. I was very, very uncomfortable. I was like, these guys are going to, be mean to me, basically. And when I say be mean to me, I don't mean like hurt my feelings. I just mean they weren't going to have sweet things to say about me or to me. They are, if they were those kind of guys, because they might have been the kind of guys who were actually really polite. So I didn't know what I was going to get. I was outside taking a smoke break, and they spoke to me, and I was like, I knew I didn't want to have to check them out when they were ready to leave the store. But as fate would have it, as soon as I came back inside from the smoke break, my coworker was all like, oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And she takes her time in the bathroom. So I was like, I'm going to have to deal with these customers. Ow, my knee. So I was like, I just don't know what I'm getting, and I don't want to find out, because I've been hurt too many times before. I was like, no. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but it's kind of like when you don't want to walk past a group of guys. It's like, it's not that they're gonna like attack you or anything. It's just the vibe. Because they're checking you out and they're judging. They're like, oh, she looks... And they're deciding, are you worthy of their attention? And if you are worthy, God forbid. And if you aren't worthy, God forbid. So I was like, I just don't want to. So I had to. And they apparently, which was a fucking shock to me, decided that I was fine. I was real fine, apparently. And, and I was like, am I in the fucking Twilight Zone? This does not happen to me. These guys are, I was like, no. And so I was thinking to myself, I was like, he's saying that now, but once he gets closer to me, he's gonna be all like, oh, no. So I was waiting for it to come. Because he was, talking all this shit about me being so fine, but he was a distance away from me. We're social distancing now. So he was a distance away from me. And then he came up closer to me. And he kept it up. Like, oh yeah, so fine. And he asked for my Instagram, as if I had an Instagram. And he left. And then later on that night, good thing he's on a leash. Then later on that night, he messaged me on Instagram. So he was able to browse all my pictures. And it's still talking about, oh, you look the fuck good. I'm like, all right. And so the point of all of that was to say, I was incredulous. I hope I'm using that correctly. I was incredulous. And I don't know if I'm using that correctly. But anyways, I was shocked. And like I said, it was a situation where a compliment was coming from a non-reliable source. So I was like, So of course, there was the negative auditory hallucination. Oh, ugly bitch. Why did I just sound like Kevin Hart? Oh, ugly bitch. Oh, psychic tiggity bitch. Oh, flip your titty over your shoulder, bitch. That's a little Kevin Hart skit, by the way. Anyways, so it wasn't all that. It was just like, oh, ugly bitch. Like, you don't look good. Like, nah. And I'm like, accurate. Like, I recognize this situation. This situation has happened so many times before. Not shocked. I mean, the hallucination part. And so that just it's funny because after that happened, I started gassing myself the fuck up. I was like, hold up. I was like, I am fine as shit. I was like, my ass is fat, my stomach on flat, and I am cute as a bug. I went to the bathroom to look at myself. I was like, damn, I'm working with a lot. And it's funny because I felt so good about myself for like a few minutes, and then I was like, nah, I'm okay. I'm all right. But it was, I wish I could take that feeling I had, because like like people say like I felt good about myself. It's more than just thinking well. It's literally a feeling that you get in your body. It's a feeling. I'm like, I wish I could take that feeling and give it, like, share it with you, just so you can know what the fuck I'm talking about. I felt good about myself. It was great. And now that I see that such a feeling is possible, I definitely want to work to feel that way a lot more often. But all of that is to say, I had a positive hallucination this morning. So like I said, I felt really great about myself, but that only lasted for a few minutes until my old pattern of thinking resurfaced, and I was like, I'm okay. I'm okay. And, I'm not all of that. I'm not I'm not, the worst. By the worst, I don't want to use these words of comparison to other people. I'm not hideous, but I'm not gorgeous. I'm definitely, I'm on the side of attractive, closer to attractive than unattractive, but there are levels to this. And I was like, I was just thinking about that this morning. I was just thinking about what happened, because like I said, I felt so good. Like, even after feeling so uncomfortable while it was happening, and then having the negative auditory hallucination, once they left and I just had like a few minutes to myself, and I was like gassing myself up, and I felt so good. And I was thinking about that feeling this morning. And of course, after I was thinking about that feeling of being so good, I was like, like I was just thinking like it wasn't warranted, that feeling so good, because I'm just okay. And so what I heard was a disembodied voice. Now, usually, like I said, usually my hallucinations happen when I'm around other people, and they sound like the voices of those people. So this is a voice that I heard. I wasn't around anyone else. I wasn't like playing any music or listening to the TV, so there was no, voices around me. But it was a female's voice. It was very soft and gentle, and she said, "You're beautiful." And I was like, that's nice. But of course, now that I'm saying it, I just realized something. Me just studying my own sickness and, analyzing it is, I usually don't hear voices unless I'm around other people. And I know that that's not the case for several people who share my diagnosis. They usually hear voices, or they frequently, regularly hear voices when they're all alone. Whereas I typically only hear voices when I'm around other people. That's not to say, like I said, earlier today, I wasn't around anyone and I heard a voice. But that's not like my usual MO. And I'm trying to think about the incidences now. It's like, But yeah, it's very important for me to study myself and try to understand what's happening to me. And I'm actually looking into getting therapy. I'm thinking about using BetterHelp. I don't know if I feel like perhaps my issues may surpass what BetterHelp is capable of offering me. I don't know, because I really don't plan on I just have no intention on, I mean, a therapist doesn't replace me and my own critical thinking skills. So I really have no intention on burdening this therapist in such a way to where she'll be all like, this is beyond me. But that's my goal, but who knows really where that line is, you know? I would have to ask and find out, like, hey, is this too much? Because I was going to a mental health clinic out here that I could get for free, because at first I had Medicaid, and then now because my income is low enough to where I can get free mental health services. But you know how they say you get what you pay for? Well, I'm not paying anything. So yeah, the services are lacking. And I had a counselor there. She was really just a mental health tech. And I just felt like she was a goddamn idiot. God bless her soul. But I'm like, and the only reason why the reason why I felt like she was an idiot was because she was clearly out of her depth. Just talking mumbo jumbo pop psych shit. Like shit that she had read on the cover of her goddamn magazine, and is gonna try to tell me some shit. I'm like, bitch, I am bipolar schizoaffective, but I'm not stupid. Nor believe it or not, nor do I live in a bubble. And I know a lot of people with my condition do live in a bubble, but I don't. Like, you sound like my Twitter feed. Please do better. Like, I couldn't. As soon as she said the word codependent, I was like, I checked the fuck out. Like y'all don't have, like y'all didn't learn you learned that at school? That's my question. Did you learn that phrase at school? Where did you hear that? Codependent. And I know someone's gonna be all like, well, actually, Danny, they do teach that at school. No, I don't buy it. Anyways, I'm almost done with my walk, so I'm gonna finish up, go home, stretch. Like I said, I've been stretching, and my goal is to lose 15 pounds by my birthday, but really by my birthday trip, which is August the 4th. My birthday is August the 4th. My birthday trip is August the 8th. So the goal is to lose 15 pounds by then. Like I said earlier in my working out portion of the video, I gained like 7 pounds in like a week somehow. It might have been because of my excessive drinking, or it could have been my period and my body just hasn't stopped bloating yet. I don't know. But I'm done with my period and I weigh myself and I'm still like 7 pounds, I'm still like 6 pounds heavier. 4. Like 4 pounds heavier. 5. I'm heavier. Okay. As you can see, weight fluctuates. So, and I'm like, what the hell? But like I said, drinking, period, all that jazz. But it's just annoying because it took me weeks to lose the weight. Weeks working out, eating better to lose that weight, and it's like and I gained it back in like a week, which is crazy. So, I will be disappointed in myself, but I'm not. I'm just flabbergasted. So I am working out again, and I found this new young woman on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube who lost over 80 pounds, and she's very encouraging, like the things that she said, to the advice she gave to like stay motivated, like the tools that she used to help stay motivated and all that stuff. I've been implementing them. Like she says, she would reward herself for doing well. Like, oh, if you lose these 5 pounds, then you can go and buy this or that. Oh, like that lip gloss you've been wanting to try. You lose these 5 pounds, you can go and get it. And I haven't set a goal like that yet, but she said what something else she does is when it comes down to like snacking, like trying to control her eating, is she asks herself, like, what do I want more? This temporary fleeting pleasure of eating this bag of Cheez-Its, that was her example, this bag of Cheez-Its, or do I want to lose this goddamn weight? It's really that simple. What is it that I'm trying, what am I really trying to do? And if losing weight is not that, if you're not that passionate about it, like if you don't really care, then please don't beat yourself up or feel bad about that. That's fine. It's absolutely fine. It really is. Like a lot of people, what I found in the fitness community, get really intense about weight loss and going to the gym and eating healthy, like really oddly, like it's a goddamn cult, without a leader. Like they get really fucking into it and start to say off the wall shit to people who they feel like are not performing well enough. Like people, like it's fucking crazy. So I don't want to do that, slip into that, or make anyone feel poorly because they just don't give a shit, because there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I know that I want to lose this weight. I want to be my thinner self again. I felt good when I was thinner. I felt better. Like my body felt better. Like I felt more energetic and more active, and like I could literally feel my body moving easier. Like it was easier to exist, to be active in my body. Like it feels better for me. So I want to, and that's what I've been reminding myself, like when I want to quit doing my workout, I'm like, no, I have a goal. I'm like, I can push through for a few more seconds because I have a goal. When I want to eat, like especially at work, I'm literally surrounded by junk food for hours every time I go to work. Cheap junk food, most like most junk food is cheap, affordable as junk food. Hours, and I have to touch it, and I have to organize it, and I have to make it look pretty. My job is to make it look appetizing, to make people want to grab it. And okay, it's tempting, but I remind myself, I want that. I want it. I'm tired of feeling the way I do, and I can change it. It's within my power to change. There are so many things outside of my control, but not this. I'm gonna circle around the building once more because someone's out here with their doggy. But yeah, so many things are out of my control, but this is within my control. And that's power, baby. That's power. So I really want to be able to say I lost 15 pounds for my birthday trip. I want that feeling. So that's the goal. That's what I'm trying to do. And it's funny, like when I say like it's not just like, oh, I want to look skinny. Like when I tell you I really felt better, like I have been imagining in my head how much simpler it would be to work if I was thinner and like more in shape, you know what I mean? Like if it was easier to move around my body and to maneuver. For me, ease of movement comes with being thinner. For me. So yeah. Like it would be easier, like my pants will fit me better. You know? Like I won't have so much ass that there's a huge gap in my waist of my jeans that is uncomfortable to fit around that, you know, when I put on my belt, it's uncomfortable. Like I won't have all of that. So that's the goal.